And there you have it. The markets are officially closed on this Wednesday, August 7th. Welcome, investors and traders. I'm AJ Monte, and this is a daily candle chart of the Dow Jones Industrial Average ETF, ticker symbol DIA. If you had a chance to watch my weekly market report, you'll know that I officially called a market top. This is something that I did back at the end of 2021, and I refer to this as a top and not the high. I'm very specific about that, and you'll probably hear me say that over and over again. A top is a pattern that I'm seeing where, as you can see here in the diamonds, the moving average is rolling over quite nicely. And you could see that on the weekly chart, we have that same moving average starting to turn lower with prices still trading below that 20-week moving average. Going back to the daily chart, you'll see that I was expecting to see a bounce after the sell-off. Remember, this was Friday right here. We had the continued sell-off. We blew through that downside target of 392.18, and we're starting to make the turn higher. But it's very interesting. Today we had this sell-off that started heavily right around the 130 mark. I was on the Zoom call with one of our VIP clients, George, and we were watching this entire sell-off as we were talking about our positions. And whether or not that sell-off continues into the rest of the week, we'll have to see. But I'm still keeping this upside target here on the diamonds at $400.08. That will be a big question mark, because as the prices stay down below that moving average, the moving average is drifting lower, and we might not even get up to that target. We'll have to see. But I'm still holding that at $400.08 for the diamonds. If we look at IWM, you're going to see the same story. I had the sell-off precisely hitting at 203.82, and then we have this upside target at 211.35. The big question mark again is, now that we have that drop in volume that I forecasted and the pivot higher on the CCI, see the red line down there? I forecasted that we would see the pivot on the CCI. We did that, but today we closed with a bearish engulfing candle. Again, very interesting to see whether or not we go up and hit that upside target at 211. So again, I have that as a big question mark, but I'm not moving that upside target until we see what happens tomorrow and into Friday. The same thing is going to be said for the Qs. We had that downside target hit. We had the drop in volume. We have a higher high, but we have a lower low. And again, a bearish engulfing candle. So if you are long anything, I would seriously review your risk management plan, because if we continue lower and take out this low from Monday, we could see a part two of the selling coming about by this carry trade that you're hearing a lot about. I'll be talking more about that on Friday, so stay tuned. If we take a look at SPY, it's going to be a very similar story. We have another bearish engulfing right there. Came close to hitting my upside target of 536.84. We still have an upward momentum move on the CCI. We barely have this crossing on the stochastic with a buy signal. So I'm keeping that target in place. We'll have to see. Again, all eyes are going to be on the VIX. I said we would go up. We blew through that. I said we would go down to test that support down there at 1968. We are seeing a lower high, lower low on the VIX. If we're getting a bearish engulfing on SPY and we look at the VIX as being inversely related to the S&P, I would expect to see a bullish engulfing, and we didn't. So we are moving down towards that target of 1968. I'm keeping that in place on the VIX because we have a sell signal on the CCI down there, and things are getting a little confusing, so be very, very careful. If you are a follower on my X page, you will have seen that we put out the chart of the week. This is the first time we're doing this. The chart of the week is basically highlighting signals that I'm seeing. This week it's CVX. If you're a member, you'll know that we took a position in this and we added to this bullish position. I'm not going to get into the details because our members pay money for that. If you're interested in a 15-week trial for free, go to stickytrades.com. I'll put a link to the Contact Us page if you're interested in that. No credit cards are needed, by the way. We had 22 new members come in for the trial this week alone, and we're doing our very best to provide the value that these members are looking for. So this is one of the added values that we're putting out there, but the members already got the alert and the trade publication that went out with this chart. I'm giving it to you right now as a freebie just to show you how powerful these targets are. I have an upside target on CVX of 148.21. Adrian, our programmer, has logged that in and has entered that into the algorithm, so the algorithm will track that as a target hit. And whether or not we do that, we'll have to see. I feel good about that target hit. And so that is what we have going. Tonight, from 6 to 7 p.m., we have the rapid fire stock analysis session where, again, our members get a chance to submit at least 60 ticker symbols. That's what I'm shooting for tonight. 60 ticker symbols analyzed in 60 minutes. We've been keeping up with that pace for weeks now, and I'm very excited about it. Wednesday is my favorite day of the week, as many of you already know, where we go over the charts, we set our targets, and we relax with the charts. There's no need to stress out as long as you're following the candle charts and following my trading checklist. So that is it for this week. Have a great rest of the week, and you'll hear from me on Friday. So long.